by the power of Grayskull.
Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics Battle Armor He-Man. A little over a year into the line, Mattel has given us our first main character variant. Wow, only one He-Man variant so far? That's kind of refreshing. And it's a fan favorite variant that has been heavily requested. He-Man comes packaged in the standard Classics blister card. Notice the little blurb about his armor on the front of the bubble. It's a cool touch that harkens back to the vintage toy line. The back of the package features a look at several other figures available in the line. It also offers up a brand new He-Man bio that explains his ability to call on the power of Grayskull for different tools to help him in his battles, such as his battle armor. It's a really cool bio and a great explanation for some of his other outfits. The sculpt of the figure is the exact same we have already seen on previous released He-Man figures. The paint job on this one, however, is really great. His face might be the best looking yet. The paint looks even better than it did on the reissue He-Man, in my opinion. The paint job included on the armor is fantastic. It's a very metallic silver, which has a cool metallic flaking that's most noticeable around the scratches. Underneath his armor, his torso is actually a solid silver color. This is because, just like previous releases, the armor doesn't go all the way down to his belt, so the silver helps to cover up the stomach area. Going back to the scratches, the armor does include 3 ways to display him. With clean armor, with 1 scratch, and with 2 scratches. Okay, so let's take a little bit of a closer look at the armor. Now the first thing I notice is that the armor is actually a hard solid plastic. This is the first time any of the figures in the Classics line have come with this hard armor. So it's kind of reminiscent of how the vintage figures always had the harder armor. I know a lot of people have already been concerned about the fact that the little tabs might be a little brittle and might break, which was an issue on the classic figures. It pops off pretty simple, and it's not as brittle as that armor was in the old toy line, so I don't think we really have to worry too much about the tabs breaking on this. It actually clicks together pretty easily, and it's a little bit of a softer plastic, so it's not as hard and as fragile feeling as that old armor was. Now, as you'll notice at the He-Man figure there, he does just have the solid silver painted underneath. And the armor does only come down midway. It's kind of like the Hordak and the Hero and everything else we've seen so far. Now, I wanted to show you how the actual battle armor worked, because he comes with those interchangeable pieces. You have to take the armor off in order to change the piece. It actually just pops right out through the middle, and the next piece clicks into place. It's real simple to change. It is kind of a pain that you have to take the armor off in order to change it. And when you compare it to the original figure, where all you had to do was do the cool little flipping thing, I mean, it's a little bit disappointing to me. I know that the Classics line doesn't do action features, but I've got to be honest when I say that I was really kind of hoping they would have found a way to do this exact same action feature in the new figure. Now, with that being said, I do appreciate that we have the option of popping in these new pieces so we can display him with the different battle damage if we wish to. The only problem is that with you having to take the armor off in order to put the new pieces in, it makes it, a little more complicated than it should be, and just makes it so that I'm probably not going to change it very often because I'm not going to want to keep taking his armor off. But I mean, it still works great, and the armor still looks really good. He-Man comes packaged with only one accessory besides his armor, his battle axe. No power sword or shield are included this time. Now, a lot of the original artwork always depicted Battle Armor He-Man wielding his axe, so it makes sense for this to be his only accessory. And while I would be displaying my Battle Armor He-Man with the axe regardless, it would have been nice to also have included his power sword, mostly for those who would be buying this figure that don't already own the original He-Man. The loincloth is made of a softer plastic, so it's flexible and does not hinder leg articulation. And as far as that articulation goes, this figure might have the best joints I have seen on any Classics figure to date. The joints are all very tight. Not a single loose or flimsy joint can be found anywhere on this figure. So hopefully this is a sign that all figures will be like this going forward. Okay, comparison time. Here's the new figure standing alongside his classic counterpart. Again, I'll mention that I missed the old action feature, but I do enjoy the ability to at least change the damaged pieces on the armor. And just for fun, here he is alongside Battle Sound He-Man from the 2000X toy line. Battle Armor He-Man has always been recognized as one of the best He-Man variants ever created. In fact, I'm willing to bet that a lot of collectors even use Battle Armor He-Man as their main He-Man when playing with their figures as kids. He's an incredibly cool looking toy, and a great addition to the line. Battle Armor He-Man is January's bonus figure, and goes on sale on the 15th at MattyCollector.com. Until next time,
Toy Talk!